everyone, welcome back to House of Papillons. Thanks for joining me. So, if you're here, hopefully you've been here for all the other the other episodes in this Back to Basics series that we're doing. But we've been doing a different birthstone for each month of the year. So we had January, February, March, April, May, and June had two. So the Back to Basics series I started so that we could just start from the very beginning of working with resin and doing projects that we wanted to do. So each month I've been trying to increase your knowledge on different things. And one thing we haven't done all the way along is do an inclusion that will suspend, completely suspend. We have done inclusions, but we haven't done it in a way that it's going to suspend something throughout the gemstone. So, of course, the gemstone for July is the ruby. And so I'm going to pour the whole thing with resin, of course, red resin. I'm going to use octopus fluids, resin ink, and sweet cherry, and hopefully that'll let us achieve a nice rich ruby color. Within that, I'm going to suspend some red glitter, and this particular glitter I probably got from Michael's, I think. And there are, big pieces, medium pieces, small pieces, but glitter normally doesn't suspend on its own. Many people add glue to make that happen. I'm not going to do that. I want to show you how to do it the old fashioned way and the way that works. So please stick around with me and we'll get started. I'm going to mix some resin. I'll be right back. I have mixed up, I think I did 7 ounces. This holds, I believe, when I take the stick out, it made 7.5. I was like, 7.5. I didn't. Um, so I mixed 7 ounces because 6, I believe, fills this. I want to make sure so I can dome it. And I'll use the left, if there's anything left, I'll use it in another way. But I'm going to really shake this well because I haven't used this sweet cherry in several weeks. So I just want to make sure. I do see some of the sediment in the bottom there. And this octopus fluids resin ink is very, very, very pigmented. I get this from Laura's Art Corner. It's laurasartcorner.net. And I have a discount code for you if you want to try some of the octopus resin ink or alcohol ink. So they have, or she has, Laura has. She's the only distributor, by the way. The company is from Germany, and she's the only distributor of this brand in the United States. So, and if you are not, even if you're not in the United States, she does also send to Europe and other areas of the world, and you just have to email her, which her email address is right there on the website. But um, on there are resin inks and alcohol inks, and they're in the same bottle. And the way that you tell the difference is, first of all, it says resin ink on here, but the logo, see the logo, it looks like little crystals. Well, the ones that are in alcohol inks, they have a little, like a droplet of what looks like resin ink on the label. So that's how you tell the difference. Now, the alcohol inks are also quite fantastical. It's really, really high quality, and you will see a lot of the people that do this for a living, you'll see a lot of them using this particular brand because it's second to none. And I behoove you just to go on to Laura's website just to see what she has, because she has some really extraordinary uh, pigments and mica powders and glitters. Oh, good Lord, the glitters that you can't get anywhere else, and it's just a really nice little playground for us grown-ups. I'm gonna make this a tiny bit darker. And so I just recommend that you go in there and check it out. But resin ink does have alcohol in it, but it is slightly less alcohol than the alcohol inks. Um, the resin inks are, as I said before, super, super pigmented. And so it's very, you need to just mix and mix and mix and mix. And I don't know if you could see when I was mixing this, but it actually takes it a while to get down to the resin that's in the bottom of the cup. So before I bubble remove this, okay, here are concerns if you want to do this in a project. Adding literally anything, glitter, anything else, into resin is going to cause bubbles. But I'm going to put this in my bubble remover to remove the bubbles I have in here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit for about an hour, and then we're going to test it and see if uh, if the glitter sinks. And if the glitter doesn't sink, then we'll mix it all in there. But if the glitter does sink, then we'll wait a little bit longer. What we want to do, the resin will start to cure. I'm going to split this into another cup first of all, before I put it in the bubble remover, because it's going to start to cure really fast because it's it's deep. It's 7 ounces. But what will happen is it will cure even faster if it's deeper. So we want it to, start to cure and get more solid, but we don't want it to go that fast. I mean, you could have a flash cure, which you don't want. So I am going to put this in the bubble remover and I'll be right back. Okay, both of these cups I've been letting, including the bubble machine time. Once it was mixed and I said goodbye and I went to put in the bubble machine, I started my timer, because in this instance, so far, they've been in the mixed together for 35 minutes. Now, normally, if this were winter, I would let it sit for probably an hour. I've done it for at least an hour. And then I just test. I go in and I see if some of if glitter will remain suspended. And what I'm going to do, it's been, like I said, about 35 minutes now at this point. So I'm going to put just a few little pieces of glitter in there and see if they remain suspended. And if they do, then I can go ahead and do both of these. And if they don't, then we'll wait 10 more minutes and then try it in this one and see if, because this would have been a total of 45 minutes. They are warm-ish, but not very warm. But these are suspending, those bigger ones. So I don't like to use glue. I have, and I guess I would if I needed to. But in this instance, I want this to be really translucent and almost like a lifesaver, And I have found, I don't know, but when I've put glue in things before, it's looked a little cloudy. And there are people who use it all the time. They use it successfully. I just don't really prefer to do that method. So I do it old school. This stuff is suspending right now, but I do want to give it just a few more minutes, because I don't feel that it's warm enough that it's going to cure. But if I prematurely go ahead and pour this in, then there's a potential we could have some that drops, and I don't want that. So we can just wait a couple more minutes. It's been maybe 50 minutes now. It's been 50 minutes, because initially, like I said, when I do this, normally I'll do an hour. But I'm paying attention to how my resin has been behaving lately. Lately, because the weather is so warm, we're having the opposite effect that we had in the winter. Since the weather's been so warm, my resin is curing a little faster, which that happens. But I'm going to go ahead and put some in this one, and we'll stir it around and just make sure that it's not getting too hard or too, not hard, but too cured, too solid. And there's little Papillon saying hello to everyone. He says, everyone, I'm starving. Do you understand? Oh, look at that. Oh, so pretty. All right, I'm going to let this sit. And let's make sure that we don't get total droppage. I'm going to let it, it's warming up, but it's nowhere near, quote unquote, warm. So I'm just going to let this do its thing for maybe 10 minutes. We'll see. Because if it's heavy enough that it's going to drop, it will have dropped by then. Okay, so this has not moved, not one iota. I think we're safe. So I'm going to go ahead and color this one. Or not color, put the glitter in this one. I don't think I said at the beginning of this, but I'm obviously inspired by the ruby slippers. Anytime I hear the word ruby, I'm like, the ruby slippers. And see, it's still nice and liquid. We're not getting, total cure or anything, but it's warm. And these are still suspended. So I'm going to combine the two. You don't have to combine the two, but I just want to. I don't know why. I think I'm extra controlling, and I want to make sure I put the same amount of glitter in both of them. So I'll stir them around. Now, sort of the unknown is, I think I said at the beginning, the unknown is whether or not we will get bubbles, because we remove the bubbles, then we put glitter in here, which introduces bubbles usually. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I just want to be really, really sure. And just for grins, where's my thing? I'm going to take the temperature, because if you're ever going to do blooms, you need to know your temperature. Right now it's 97 Fahrenheit and 36 Celsius. This would be, well, we would have in the low 90s, like 90, 91 Fahrenheit is where you would start pouring to do your bloom. So this means that this is heating up and it's in full preparation to cure itself. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pour in the bottom first, and then I'm going to squeeze around and try to, okay, put more in there. Just going to squeeze around and try and make sure that bubbles know that they are not welcome, because this is thicker. The other pours that we did that were so thin, and also there aren't many like 90-degree angles in here. It should be fine, but since we can in this instance, there's no harm in just trying. And I didn't want to do that method where we do a really skinny stream, because we've got this glitter in here. Like I need the glitter to come out in an even, an even fashion. All right, I am going to dome this, but I have to move it to another table so that I can continue to work on other projects while this is curing. So I will see you back at the cure. Let's see how we did. sealed. Looks like we got good, it didn't sink. See how this is all on top here? Okay, ready? Oh, wow. Can you see ruby slippers? Wow. Look at that. It's all, yeah, those are bubbles, but it's all throughout the glitter. Beautiful. Beautiful. Holy cow. That's stunning. Wow. And it's like, it's all on the sides. So had we not suspended the glitter, this right here would all be solid with glitter. And in fact, it's all throughout because it's suspended. And we didn't use glue. We just waited out our time, let it get nice and thick. And it's suspended all right. Woof, that's beautiful. Well, as usual, I appreciate you being here more than you ever could know. And if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. And go ahead and if you're new to resin, go back and do some looking at the other months of these, because I give different tips every month. There's no way that I could possibly in one video tell everything that I've learned over the past years. And a lot of it is through trial and error. And I encourage you, if you if you want to get into doing resin, just dive in, do some simple basic projects, get your feet wet, get used to using different products and resins and dyes and colorants, and make your day creative. So I hope to see you again really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.